I love how you're saying that DoorDash girl falsely accused this guy when there's video evidence of what he did himself. He opened up that door and he pulled his pants down and ordered DoorDash. Yeah, that's his fault. I don't feel bad for him.
If you have an understanding of what consent is, then you shouldn't be scared of false allegations. But most of you guys don't understand consent. You still believe that you should be having X with drunk women, and you still believe that coercion is consent. And when you partake in those things and you ultimately grape a woman because you don't understand what consent is, and then you claim that you were falsely accused, it's just really disingenuous. You were rightfully accused, you just don't understand consent.
If a man and a woman commit a crime together and they should be charged with the same thing because they both played equal parts in it, the woman will usually get a lesser sentence compared to the men because women are often seen as accessories to crimes, not as people who are masterminds behind them or had any involvement in the planning. Women are also often seen as caretakers, so many judges and juries will take sympathy on them, not wanting to take them away from their families and their maternal duties.
How come broke dudes never get all these lawsuits? How come it's always dudes that are somehow at the peak of their career and then everyone comes out of nowhere? I just find that really interesting.
A Bucks County woman pleaded guilty today to making up accusations of an attempted rape and kidnapping. Angela Yuramova told police that on April 16th, a man attempted to pull her pants down while dragging her to his truck at this shopping center in Middletown Township. Yuramova said she was able to break free and gave police a description of a truck. But police wrongly arrested a man who spent 31 days in jail before being released. The judge deferred Yuramova to a pre-sentencing investigation, which will determine if there are circumstances that should impact the severity or length of her sentence.
And I'm sure that's something that you and many, many men suffer from. So I could have sworn you guys were taught this as kids, but there's actually a lot of ways that you can try to prevent having a false accusation against you. Maybe you forgot them. I'll go over them again. The most important thing is that you don't put yourself in a scenario where you could be falsely accused. Just don't ever put yourself in that position. But if you do, here are some other recommendations. Don't stay out super late and don't drink too much because you might accidentally go home with a woman and she might falsely accuse you. Always be mindful of what you're wearing because what you're wearing will attract certain kinds of women and you don't want to attract the kind of woman that's more likely to falsely accuse. Avoid walking home late at night by yourself. A woman might seduce you and bring her back to your place and falsely accuse you. I would make sure to tell your friends or family where you're going prior to going there so that you have timestamps of the evening, and definitely keep them updated, especially if it's a first date. Don't accept drinks from women you don't know. That's probably just them trying to get you back to their place so they can falsely accuse you. You can try something called the buddy system. That works well because then you always have a witness. And I know there's some that I'm forgetting too, but those are some good strategies that will definitely help prevent you from being falsely accused.
This is a scandal that came out. This woman falsely accused several young men of doing something to her. These young men tried to delete themselves because it was absolutely lied. Now, evidence came out recently where she went to the store, bought a hammer, beat herself.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
These young men, if it wasn't for other men coming around and supporting these young men, and just because she was a woman, she was believed, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I actually come from a family that's happened, but I still know several stories of women who have falsely accused, ruined these young men's lives. And guess what? You know what society says after that? That young woman, this is one woman who was finally held accountable because of her lies and destroying their life. But do you know what happened? Those young men, most of them who have been falsely accused, they lose their scholarship, lose their jobs, they lose everything, and then there's nothing that's said. If it goes away and it wasn't true, you never hear accountability. You never hear any woman go to jail for falsely accusing those men.
There needs to be a law.
Moving to girls at work and doing all these things before, it's become a very dangerous play for men. And I don't recommend anybody trying to chat to another girl at workplace. It's very, but this is where you used to meet your wives before, but now this is where you catch your case and you ruin your career. You know what I'm trying to say to you? Because something before that was seen as how you met your wife now can be, listen, we spoke about it here, so I just keep putting it out to men. And my job here as the man and voice is to let you know about the pitfalls. Look how far ahead I think. Sometimes When I'm talking about why we shouldn't take single mothers and we shouldn't date women with children, and I'm talking about the future, I talk about so many different aspects. I even spoke, and then people like, why are you thinking about that? Because as a man, that's what you're supposed to do. We don't think of emotion, we go off logic. And if you really want to be successful and high value, whatever you want to call it, you need to start planning and mitigating scenarios and looking into the risk and stuff like that. Because if not, you're going to be one of these men that catches L, and then who's going to feel sorry for you?
The Me Too movement failed because it hit exactly the wrong people. Actually, like, the point of the Me Too movement, other than just, giving women a platform to talk about this sort of thing, was that it was supposed to scare bad actors, like whip them into shape. Like, women aren't being quiet about this stuff anymore, so your dirty laundry is gonna be out there if you don't act right. Except that's not what it did. Because bad actors are usually bad enough not to care about the consequences, but what you do scare is the nice guys who now think that it's illegal to even approach a woman. And I'm genuinely not exaggerating here. The number of men that are in my comments saying you can't approach a woman because it's actually illegal, like you'll go to jail, is utterly insane. And it was never the OG stories about actual SA. I think everyone acknowledges that those were real. It was all those women who wanted to be included and didn't really have a story, so they kind of pulled something borderline about a guy just being creepy even if he did nothing wrong, just to feel included. There are literally women who will make videos about guys who approach them anywhere in public and just say that they're creeps for talking to a woman that they don't know. Now, does this mean that those guys are right and you will actually go to jail? No, they need to get offline and touch grass. Real men go out and approach women every single day, and if you can find me an example of a guy getting thrown in jail for just talking to a woman, I will eat my words. But it does mean that women can't have it both ways. You can't just complain about a man talking to you and then also complain about a different one not talking to you in public just based on whether or not you find them hot.
Woman is a victim. I'm not empowered by that. I don't find that to be empowering, right? The Me Too movement to me disempowered women because it said women never know what they're doing. They just are always little flowers and men take advantage. The truth is that women take advantage too. And the easiest thing for women to sell to get what they want is sex, right? This is what Tag the Sponsor proves. I want to be rich, I want to have money, and I don't want to work, so I'm going to sell sex. I have no talent and I want to be an actress, so I'm going to sell sex. Sex is a power that women have. Being beautiful is a power. Being aesthetic, being feminine is a power that women have, and women tend to wield that power heavily throughout society.
Matter is there are so many people out there that have been through similar situations, and so this is for them. These are for the people that can't confront their boss. This is for the lady that got laid off because she dared to report somebody to HR. One of the ways Me Too got it wrong is it became a man versus woman issue.
Yeah, it was a witch hunt.
And not a survivors versus the systems of power that did this. I think that there became this backlash against Me Too, specifically for men, because they were like, well, what about us? It's a proven fact that 1 out of 4 women were abused by the time they were an adolescent. It's 1 out of 6 men. Imagine there's that many men out there that are like, well, no one gave a shit when it happened to me.
I'd hear some women say something that was a Me Too, and I'd be like, hey, the thing that you just said is a Me Too is actually the thing that I like. So how we tell men about that? Some women would be like, men shouldn't use their power to have sex. And then other women would be like, I like when men use their power to have sex. And then men were like, can you tell us which one you are? And we were like, no, but for different reasons. Some women would be like, this man, he hit on me at work. It made me uncomfortable. That's harassment. It's like, okay, so do you want no one to hit on you at work? No, I only want the men who I want to hit on me at work. Okay, do you want to make a list of who they are? No, I'm mysterious. Well, then buckle up, Nancy Drew. You got some uncomfortable times headed your way.